Okay, good morning, everybody. Can we come a little bit closer? I would like to start by introducing myself. My name is Elizabeth Topp. I am a sophomore here, and I'm president of the Coexistence Club. This is Embracing Our Differences. This is the first year that it has been back at the school, so we are very excited about it. I am going to introduce Mr. Michael Sheldon, who is our chairperson. Clap. He's going to speak.
Okay, thank you very much. We're glad to be back here. If maybe some of the seniors, you probably remember, we were here up until, I guess it was 3 years ago that we were here, and your wonderful FCAT programs kind of interfered with us for a couple of years, and we had to take a hiatus. So we figured it out. We're back. We're happy to be back. We've actually expanded not only back into Northport, we're up into Bradenton now, so we have 3 simultaneous exhibits going at the same time, which is kind of a headache and a blessing at the same time. But anyway, I want to thank so much, Mr. Jones, your principal, everybody, Marilyn Caruso, for making it happen, for making us welcome here, for allowing us to come back, and for all of the kids who come to Northport. This year we'll have about 25,000 children that will participate in our education program. And a large part of that will be working with the docents, the docent program that we've set up here, which we've modeled after some other schools that we had. So, we have a lot of expectations, a lot of high hopes, and we're really looking forward to being able to do this again and to, bring the exhibit into the community and help it make it a part of the community. We've been doing this for 10 years now. It's our 10th year. We really do see the change that it does bring to people, their attitudes, their opinions, their beliefs, just generally the way that they interact with each other. So. Thank you so much, and we're really happy. And I forgot to mention Shirley Brown. We've got our school board member, Shirley Brown, who's here. So, we've got support from every single level, from the school board down to the administration here, to their teachers, to the students and the community. We have City of Sarasota, or City of Northport represented here. So, anyway, thank you so much, everybody, for having us.
Now I would like to introduce Mr. Jones, our principal.
Hey, thanks, you guys. A couple things I want to say. This is so cool to have this art back here, and I hope that we'll have even more participation. Northport High School obviously has both quoters and artists, and the premise is really simple. What we have is creative minds joined with compassionate hearts. And you put those two things together, the message is so simple. Take an active stand against hatred and take an active stand against prejudice. And one of the things I've discovered, because I've been in a number of schools, is Northport High School, I think, does a better job than any school I've been at in terms of embracing one another, in terms of trying to minimize the hatred and whatnot. That doesn't mean we've arrived. In fact, we've got a long ways to go. But I so appreciate where you're coming from, that we have these kinds of brains that are creating this incredible stuff, creating these quotes, and I'm incredibly proud of all of you for doing it. Let's make this thing be even bigger and bigger. I came in to work on Saturday, and the first thing I noticed was these all up. What a great statement to Northport High School. And truly, this does not happen without you students. So thank you, and what I really care about is that not just that we have the great art, not just that we're getting some notoriety in the newspaper, but the most important thing of all, that you embrace the message. Take that stand, stop hating, and stop being prejudiced. We do that, we're going miles. So thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Now I would like to introduce the sponsor and advisor of the Coexistence Club, who has also had artwork submitted in the Embracing Our Differences for how many years? 10. I think it's been the past 10. Every year she's had at least 2 people submit in and be accepted for artwork. Miss Marilyn Caruso.
I just want to say thank you to everyone who always participates. We have art teachers who have participated, science teachers that have participated, different art teachers and students and other teachers get artwork and quotes in this phenomenal exhibit, and we're just pleased that it's back here again at Northport, and that we have the docents and the Coexistence Club to help people who come and visit this exhibit and spread the message. So I just want to say thank you to everyone, and thank you guys for coming out of class. I know it's really tough, but thank you very much.
Now we're gonna have the artists say a little bit about their piece. This is this is Miss Lambert. Her piece of artwork is right here behind us. She is a senior here at Northport High School. This is Miss Bazinas. She is an English teacher. This is her first year here in the high school. She has had quotes from her students submitted, how many years? 5. Every year for the past 5 years. This year, all of the students that were submitted are in her class, including herself, and we're just gonna go down the line and have them read theirs.
Hi, I'm Daphne Bazinas. Bullies thrive where silence reigns. Look up, stand up, speak up. Refuse to be a victim or a silent bystander.
Hi, I'm Kayla Cremona. Don't measure life on how long you live, but on how much you did to make a difference.
Hi, I'm Alexis Hussey. Stand up for the ones whose cry for help is too silent to be heard.
And Mr. Christian Perez is also a quoter. He's probably taking his biology EOC, that's why he's not here. And Madison Adams is also an artist, and she is not here, but claps for them as well. Now we're going to have Miss Erin Bryce. She is from the city of Northport. Say a few words and declare the exhibit open.
Hi, my name is Erin Bryce, and I represent the city of Northport. Unfortunately, our city commissioners could not make it today, and neither could our city administrators. They're in a strategic planning meeting, and trust me, they would rather be here with you all, but it's a very important thing. But this is fabulous. You know, the city of Northport prides itself on being a city where you can achieve anything. And we get that because the city itself is only 54 years old, which is barely old enough for an AARP card. It is median age of 40, 10,000 school students. We are incredibly young. We're only 20% built out. And when you have youth and vibrancy like that, you have a community that can really shape the future. And this is an example of the ways in which we can shape our future for the city of Northport and inspire diversity. So it's really up to you. Shape your future, make a difference in your community. Think about these comments and these quotes and how they impact you and how they can really create a community that you want to be part of. And with that, I just really want to thank the Embracing Our Difference program for coming to the city of Northport and being part of us, and all of you for everything that you do. So thank you so much.
The exhibit is officially open, so I definitely, is this still on? Yes. Okay. So I encourage you all to go walk around and look at it, and thank you for coming.
This year's exhibit is really kind of special. It's their 10th anniversary, and 10 years of doing this, and we never thought that we'd be here. So it's a rather special occasion for us to be able to have done this for so long. But once again, we grow every year. You know, we had 4,419 submissions that came from 52 countries and 41 states this year. And every one of the pieces that you see here at Northport High School, the 39 pieces that are displayed in 39 quotations, all of those were judged equally. So the students that are selected and on display here, whether it be their art or their quotations, they competed with people from around the world to be selected for this. And we're very proud. I think we have about six winners from Northport High School that are part of this year's exhibit, which is a record for Northport, which has an amazing art program, an amazing creative writing program. So we're very happy to be part of the Northport community and to bring it back after having been gone for 2 years, and we're here to stay now. It's a total experience, and we've found, over all these years that that art has a special place with people. It influences people's thinking. It makes them open their eyes. It makes them realize that there's different ways to see things, different ways to interpret things, different ways to to interact with situations, whatever they may be. And we think that the oversized art, is such a powerful way to present it. And then the quotations are equally as powerful. They may not be, the same size as the art, but they're equally as powerful. And every year, our quotations continue to amaze me. The thinking that comes out of younger children, especially, from the kindergarten level up to about 5th grade, it's amazing what they have to say. And what I've kind of concluded after all these years is that they don't have the baggage that most people do. They just say what they think, and they don't synthesize it, they don't filter it, and whatever they think comes out. And it's really a whole lot more insightful than most adults are capable of coming up with. Clearly the kids are the future, and when we first started doing this, we kind of had some silly idea that we were going to change the world, and we very quickly realized that we're not going to do it, but it's quite possible that the next generation can do it. And this being our 10th year, we're coming up on having an entire generation of children who have gone through our education programs, including this year, 2013, we'll have about 25,000 children that will go through our education program. Since we started, the number's about 140,000 students. And we have children coming back every year. And we're not just about the exhibit. We have programs that go throughout the year. We have partners. We have 12 different Make a Day of It program partners, in which we provide, this year we'll provide free field trips not only to our exhibit, but for about 15,000 other students to go to other venues, such as Moat Marine to learn about diversity in the ocean, Selby Gardens to learn about diversity in the plant world.
I'm so proud that we are able to sponsor the Embracing Our Differences exhibit at Northport High School again this year. It is so exciting to see all the artworks and to know that so many of them came from students in our schools and teachers. And the quotations too. It's not just the artwork, it's the things that people are saying about how we should embrace our differences, how we should say no to hatred, and how we should be looking at other people's differences as something to celebrate rather than to despise. I'm also proud that my daughter's kindergarten class at Felipe Shores Elementary submitted one that was accepted this year too. It was so exciting to see these children, kindergartners, talking about how it's important to embrace differences. One of her students said, it's like characters in a book. If they were all the same, it wouldn't be interesting. We need to have differences to enjoy the book, and that's how we should enjoy the world. I mean, isn't that what it's all about?
I am a teacher here at Northport High School, and this is the 5th year I've been involved with Embracing Our Differences. Each time I've done it, I have started my year with my students talking about inclusion and trying to be against prejudice and discrimination, encouraging my students to kind of look at their own belief systems and also what they can do to make the world a better place. And as part of that, I ask each of my students to create a quote after we look at the exhibits of the past, the artwork, and the quotes that has been selected, to create their own original quote that would be impactful on the community when tagged with a piece of artwork. This year, every single one of my students submitted a quote. So that was about 100 students submitted quotes. And every year, that's about what it's been. It's kind of one of the requirements, but it's also very exciting for a student when their quote is selected, and incredibly empowering when they see that their words have meaning, they see them blown up, very much a point of pride. 3 of my students were selected this year as a quoter. It's very much a blessing and very exciting, even the kids who weren't picked when they see that their classmates were picked. And I think really important for kids in Northport to be able to see that they are included, because sometimes we feel like the southern part of the county, and not left out, but very exciting to see that we are also included.
Well, my teacher, Miss Bazinas, she had all of her students submit a quote, and I submitted a quote, and it got picked for Embracing Our Differences. My quote is, "Don't measure life on how long you live, but on how much you did to make a difference." Most of us think of life as like how many years you live and what you did, like living on the edge, but not really what you did to make a difference. So I thought combining those would make people think about what to do in their lives to make a difference instead of thinking about themselves somewhat.
I wrote a quote. I thought about it for a really long time, actually. I was trying to think of a way to like voice how important it is to like don't be the bystander, step up and be the voice, because not everybody has it in them to stand up to someone who's like dragging them down all the time. Be the voice for the one whose cry for help is too silent to be heard. Oh, I was so excited. I was really stoked. When I found out, I was really excited just to be able to have the chance to submit a quote. And then when I figured out that mine got picked, I was just ecstatic.
These are all great quotes out here, and the pictures really get to people, I think. My quote is, "Racism is the wall we erect between ourselves, and acceptance is the bulldozer used to demolish it." This has really opened my eyes to some stuff.
I have been fortunate enough, probably the last 7 years, to get at least one student submission in every single year. Some years we've had 3 students in, and I let them basically have full reign as to what the subject matter is that they want to work with and what medium they want to work with. Some of them go to Photoshop, some of them take photographs, and some of them do drawings, and I just kind of guide them along the way. I do start with the whole embracing our differences, show them past work, and talk about themes about embracing our differences and what that means to us, and especially to them being high school students, what it means to them and their lives.
It's pretty cool, like just to see your artwork blown up and stuff like that. I kind of found an inspiration within myself. I have bipolar disorder, and like so you know, there's just all these emotions sometimes, and they're just like a cluster of them, and so it's like hard to explain, but it's like you kind of have a problem with finding who you really are. It's my first time really being entered in one of these things. It's pretty cool though, like I get a lot of invitations to go places, and they have a lot of celebrations for it. And like just like all these people seeing my artwork, it's pretty cool.
Well, my teacher had a project. Everyone had to draw, you know, take a photograph of a picture that needed to be submitted. And I took a picture of my little brother, and I created it myself and decided to do about mental disorders, and one of my projects got in. It's just mostly about bringing awareness to important topics, and one of them is mental disorders, because they go unnoticed. You know, you hear about, you know, bullying or race, but not much about mental disorders, and I think it was a very important topic to be discussed.
Embracing our differences is an ongoing experience. So we talk about, first of all, not just embracing our differences, but celebrating our similarities. We have so much more that we are alike, so many more ways in which we are alike than ways that we are different. The differences are so small. And words, as so often I tell my students, words determine your destiny. But you have to have, the more word choices you have, the more life choices you have. And one word can change a whole idea. And we play with that. If you talk about a car versus the car, the whole thing has changed. And so even a one-letter word can change the meaning. And we look at the meaning of words and how those words, the way we put them together, can change another person's perception.
Within our class this year, we have had many discussions about society and diversity, and we've come to talk more about how we could improve our society or improve the way we perceive others and the way we perceive ourselves within our society. And that's been really, really great this year. We don't talk about embracing our differences for like a short period of time. We actually talk about it like throughout the entire year. So it's more of a broad spectrum of, you know, the conversations we have and the discussions. My quote is, "No one deserves to be limited by another's perspective." And I came about that kind of ideal by some of our discussions in class. We've been talking a lot about how when you first meet a person, you might have certain thoughts or ideas about them, and you'll learn over time that that's untrue, but you always kind of have that thought in the back of your head, and you can't really shake it. And just having that preconceived notion, it kind of tells us that no one deserves to be limited by anyone else's idea of what they are, what they're capable of. With Booker being so diverse as a campus and as a student body, it's really easy to judge people or before you even come, to have certain ideas of what will happen or how you'll be treated or how you'll treat others. And coming to Booker Middle, I had some ideas at first that I weren't really sure of anything, but coming here, I've learned that really it's easy to just look at a person and judge them, but it's definitely more hard to actually get to know them and to kind of look into them, to become friends or to become acquaintances or really anything. And that's changed me a lot. It's changed my personality. It's changed the way I look at everyone around me. It's changed the way I look at myself and think about myself.
My quote came from how I see a lot of people here and at some other schools I've been at, judge people by their skin, and they make a lot of mean comments about them by even the way they look or if they have some sort of disorder. And I've seen people make fun of them. And I mean, I've had that happen because of my hair. And I've just thought that it's not right that someone should be treated badly because of their looks, and they don't know what their real personality is. The true color of people is not the shade of their skin, but the tint of their personality. When I wrote that quote, I thought about how people treated me and other people badly. So that's where my quote came from. I've told most of my family about it, and they were astonished about how I got in over almost 4,000 people. And it's just, I've had I guess a tough life because my dad passed away last year and my mom left me, so I'm living with my cousin. And I write and draw to help relieve stress and all those emotions that I feel it's hard for me to express. So by writing that, I know it helped me relieve a lot of stress, and by being chosen, selected, that was a huge honor.